9-foot symptoms of diabetes. How to detect warning signs early. What if I told you that your body has been sending you desperate warning signals about diabetes for months, perhaps years, and you've been ignoring them every single day? Most people in my clinic come to me with a belief that is, frankly, dangerous. They believe that diabetes is something you catch at a lab. They think, I feel fine. My blood sugar must be normal. The test will tell me if I'm in trouble. They wait for the diagnosis. They wait for the doctor to call with the lab results. But in my 20 years of practice as a geriatrician, a specialist in the health of those over 60, I have learned one undeniable, life-changing truth. Your body speaks long before any lab result does. Your body is a masterpiece of communication. It has 1,000 ways to tell you when the internal chemistry is drifting out of balance. And the very first place it speaks up, the very first place it screams for help, your feet. I'm Dr. David. I created this channel to bridge the gap between complex medicine and the realities of your living room. Today, we aren't talking about needles or scary hospital equipment or pharmaceutical jargon. We are talking about the 9 signs on your feet that millions of people are walking past right now, unaware of the story they are telling. Before we dive into these 9 signs, I have a request for you. If you believe that your health is your most valuable asset, if you are the type of person who refuses to leave their future to chance, please hit the subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. This channel is for the proactive, for the generation that refuses to let health issues take away their independence. And if you are committed to your health, I want you to comment, I am proactive in the section below. I read every single comment, and I want to see who is ready to take charge today. Once you've done that, let's get into the signs your body is trying to show you. Let's begin. One sign doesn't necessarily mean you have diabetes, but it does mean your body is whispering a warning. And if you see 2 or 3 or 4 of these, it is time to have a conversation with your physician. The first sign is the pins and needles of peripheral neuropathy. You felt it. You sit at your desk, you cross your legs, and 10 minutes later, your foot feels asleep. You stand up, you walk it off, the feeling returns. That is normal. That is just temporary compression. But what if it happens when you aren't sitting? What if it happens when you're just standing in the kitchen or lying in bed? Think of your nerves as electrical wires. Every wire in your body has a plastic coating around it, what we call the myelin sheath. When your blood sugar stays high for too long, it acts like a mild, slow-acting acid eating through that plastic coating. The wire still works for a while, but the signals start getting fuzzy. That fuzziness, that pins and needles sensation, is the sound of your wires short-circuiting. Nearly 50% of people with diabetes will experience this, and it almost always starts in the feet. My habit recommendation is a 30-minute daily walk. Not a jog, not a sprint. Purposeful, steady walk. Movement is the best thing you can do to keep blood flowing to the extremities. The second sign is the nighttime burn. If the first sign is fuzzy, this one is distressing. Many of my patients tell me that during the day, they are fine. But at night, when the world is quiet, when they are lying in bed, their feet begin to feel like they are on fire. They throw the blankets off. They put their feet on the cold floor. This is a classic sign of diabetic neuropathy. The nerves have been damaged, and now they are misfiring, sending heat signals to your brain when there is no heat. Research has shown that this burning foot pain is often reported 1 to 3 years before a formal diabetes diagnosis. The habit here is hydration. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. When your blood sugar is high, your body pulls water from your tissues. If you aren't replacing that water, your nerves literally dehydrate. Keep a glass of water by your bed. The third sign is the kinked hose, or slow healing. This is the one that sends the most patients to the emergency room. A patient comes in with a small blister from a shoe that hasn't healed in 3 weeks. In a healthy body, a small wound is a routine repair job. But when your blood sugar is elevated, it's like trying to water your garden with a kinked hose. The nutrients are there, but the flow is blocked. High blood sugar causes your tiny blood vessels to narrow and stiffen, and oxygen cannot reach the wound in time. The habit here is the nightly inspection. After your bath or shower, look at your heels, the bottom of your feet, and between every single toe. If you see a cut or blister that hasn't improved in 48 hours, do not wait. Call your doctor. The fourth sign is the color of distress. Look at your ankles and the tops of your feet. Are they a deep, dark red? Or maybe a bluish, dusky tint? This is a delivery route failure. Your blood is a delivery truck, and your feet are at the end of the route. When the vessels narrow due to damaged glucose levels, the deliveries stop arriving on time, and the skin, starved of oxygen, changes color. This is detectable an average of 18 months before a formal diabetes diagnosis. The habit is 5 minutes of ankle circles and toe raises every morning. Get the delivery trucks moving again. The fifth sign is the cracked heel. People often think this is just dry skin, but when your heels are cracking badly in the middle of summer, or no moisturizer helps, that is a different story. This is a nerve problem. Diabetes affects your autonomic nerves, the ones that control sweating. When they are damaged, your feet lose their natural moisture from the inside out. Those cracks are open doors for bacteria. The habit is to moisturize every night, but never apply moisturizer between your toes. Trapped moisture there breeds fungal infections. We have walked through 5 silent warnings, but the map of your health isn't complete yet. There are 4 more indicators that are often overlooked, even by experienced practitioners. The sixth sign is pitting edema. When your feet and ankles are so swollen that your socks leave a deep indentation that stays for seconds, your kidneys may be struggling to filter. High blood sugar doesn't just affect your nerves. It affects your kidneys, which are your body's filtration plant. When those filters are damaged, the system backs up, and gravity pulls the excess fluid down into your feet. The habit here is to read your labels. Sodium is the primary enemy of edema. Also, when you rest, elevate your feet above the level of your heart to help pull that accumulated fluid back toward the center of your body. The seventh sign is the faker pain or hyperactive nerves. Patients often assume this sharp, stabbing, electric shock pain is arthritis or an old injury and mask it with ibuprofen. But ibuprofen will never touch nerve damage. When nerves are damaged, they don't always go numb. Sometimes they become hyperactive. They start firing random, intense signals that your brain interprets as severe pain. Taking an anti-inflammatory is like shouting at a car alarm that's already going off. It doesn't fix the sensor. The habit is gentle motion. Before you get out of bed, do 5 minutes of gentle stretching. Flex your feet, circle your ankles. Give your nerves gentle, caring stimulation. The eighth sign is the persistent chill. If your feet are cold in July, or cold even under 3 heavy blankets, we aren't talking about the weather, we are talking about the plumbing. Your blood vessels have narrowed or stiffened from blood sugar damage, so the warm blood simply cannot reach the tips of your feet. This is peripheral artery disease. The habit here is a brisk walk. I don't mean a stroll. I mean a purposeful, arm-swinging, brisk walk for 30 minutes every single day to force circulation into those narrowed, stiff vessels. The ninth sign is the silent erasure, or hair loss. Look at the tops of your feet. Is the hair missing? Hair follicles are like small plants in a garden. They need a steady supply of blood and oxygen to survive. When circulation is impaired, they stop producing hair entirely. That absence of hair is a visible marker of blood vessel damage that has been progressing for years. The habit is the $12 investment. If you see this, go to a certified lab this week and ask for a blood glucose test. That $12 test can change the entire trajectory of your health. Don't guess. No, we have covered a lot today. 9 signs. 9 chances to catch something before it catches you. I know this might feel overwhelming. I know that as we age, it feels like we are constantly playing whack-a-mole with our health. But I want to remind you of something deeply important. You worked your whole life to build the independence you have today. Do not let something as manageable as blood sugar take that away from you just because nobody told you what to look for. You are not a diagnosis. You are a person and you have the power to protect your future. Now you know. You are empowered. Here is my final call to action for you. Tonight, before you go to bed, sit down for 30 seconds. Look at your feet. Be an advocate for your own body. Tomorrow, if you find anything on this list, call your doctor. Do not wait for next week. A conversation now is worth 1,000 cures later. And right now, share this information. There is someone you love, a spouse, a parent, a friend, who is walking around with these symptoms and has no idea what they mean. You could be the person who saves them from a lifetime of complications. If you have found this valuable, pass it on. I publish new, science-backed information every single week, discussing things I talk about with my patients that most people never hear outside a doctor's office. Stay proactive, stay aware, and please take care of those feet. I am Dr. David, and I will see you in the next video.